Yes, my friend, welcome to part three of the seed. Last time we talked about the ground, the soils on which this seed falls. And we said the success of every seed has to do with the soil. And we said, don't bring the tree, bring the soil on which the seed falls. Today, when do we sow the seed? I'm going to be using the word seed as a verb. When do we seed? You know, it is always good to think about the times. I said earlier on this episode that it's good to know the seasons. There's a reason why we have the seasons. In America, one of the reasons that necessitated to have a long spell of break, what we call summer break, had to do with the times of harvest. There are times when children are supposed to be out to help with the harvesting. There are times when you plant. The good book talks about time for everything. Time to plant, time to harvest. Ecclesiastes chapter number 3. It is very important to know the timings of this seed. Because even when we have the seed under the ground, different seeds take different times to grow. Some would take longer than others. Just like I said in series part 1, where a child stays in the womb for about 9 months, when an elephant takes 2 years to give birth to its young. So when we talk about the when, it's very, very important to know when to say things we say. You know, what comes out of our mouth is very important. And I think I alluded to this about a few weeks ago when we talked about the kind of seed. And we said the mouth, the words have life. And we must know when to keep quiet because silence is a seed. Silence is a seed. We speak a lot in silence. And there are many things that happen when we keep quiet. Even when we put this seed under the ground, we get away from it. And it has to stay underground for it to do its work. There are times when we speak, there are times we listen. Make this seed become productive. But let me shift gear a little bit in answering about the when times of planting this seed, and maybe even the how. There are certain things in our relationship where or when we have to do the hard thing. What do you sow when you realize there is hatred? I want to quote the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi, whose prayer has been recited over the years. He begins by telling God, make me an instrument of peace. Where there's hatred, let me sow love. In other words, when we plant, when we sow, when we seed love, you know love bounces back. He went on to say, help me where there is doubt, that I may sow faith. If you ever find somebody full of doubts in their life, what do? You increasingly tell them to continue doubting and maybe find no reason to live? You want to sow faith in that doubtful heart. Remember the other time, part 2, we said that where the seed lands is very important, your heart. If you are full of doubt, you doubt that nothing is possible, my friend, this seed will never grow. You must have faith. Just like you put this seed on the ground, you don't know what happens when you put it on the ground. You just say, hey, I just planted, I have watered, you go your way. But you have faith that this seed will grow. When you fly, the first time I flew from Africa, late 70s, coming to New York through Brussels, I remember the pilot saying, hey, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We get ready to take off. Of course, we went to Europe and then from Europe to the US. The pilot said, we're going to America. I believed. I didn't need to go to the computer to really check. And even if I did, I had no way to read that computer. But I had faith. I had faith I will finally get to America. And surely, America I did. You know what happens when we have doubts in our hearts? We have doubts in ourselves. And when we do, this seed will never grow. Somebody tells you you can become an astronaut of the year. You can become the athlete of the year. You can be a politician of the year. You can be the best scientist. And then you're asking, who, me? You sure? And some of us have contributed in doubting other people's seed. Your child is spoken very well. And you're asking people, are you talking about my child or someone else? Even yourself, you are doubting yourself. Have faith. With the faith, this seed, even though it's more like a mustard seed, it's going to grow into a giant tree. So Francis of Assisi says, where there are doubt, let me sow faith. And because you are a seed, you want people who can encourage you, to tell you you can do it. Not anybody telling you, when are you going to sprout? You are still on the ground. You have not even germinated. You are still under the ground. When are you going to come out of the ground? Some of you go speaking to people without even waiting for them to do the process underground so that they can come out. You are talking to me on the ground. Let me go through the process. I need to go through that process. Don't dismiss me yet. I'm not even come out of the ground. And if I do, I'm not going to grow like a banana like someone else. I'm not going to grow like sugarcane like someone else. Because my seed is peculiar. I may grow slowly but surely. So don't hurry me, but have faith in me. He said, where there is doubt, let me sow faith. Where there is injury, pardon. How many of us have been hurt, have been injured? And what you thought of doing is to urge injury over injury. He hurt me. Wait until I get a chance, opportunity. He will know I'm a man. Revenge does not make you a man. He prayed the prayer, give me an instrument of peace. Where there is injury, pardon, there is strength. in forgiveness. He went to say, where there despair, let me sow hope. Somebody is in desperation. Hopes have been shattered. No more hope. My time is up. I'm old. I'm a seed that is not living anything in this world. I'm not going to be known for anything. I'm old. And I'm reminded of father of faith Abraham. The guy is getting old. And he has no child that he can leave as a descendant. Until when he hears the word of God, yeah, I'm going to gift you with a baby child. He had hope. And the hope was running out in desperation. And what does his wife say when she's told she's going to birth a child, a boy? She laughs. She's hopeless. She's in desperation. But I'm here to tell you, even when the seed looks hopeless, my friend, hope against hope. Because when we hope, hope does not disappoint, as St. James would tell us. St. Francis of Assisi says, make me an instrument of peace. Where there is darkness, let me sow light. You could be a light to somebody who is in total darkness. They don't know their way out. How many of us have confessed, I didn't know what to do when I landed in America, but this person became my light. I didn't know what to do as a married person, as a father, as a mother, but he showed me the way. There's a seed. There's a seed here that needs to germinate. It is ready, but it needs some light. Oh, you all know photosynthesis? Did you know a plant, when it grows? I love that experiment. We did it in 7th grade, 6th grade, where when the plant grows, it bends towards the light. Do that in your home. Have a little plant. Put it near the window. And you find the plant will bend towards where the light is. Because it needs light. It needs that energy. So this plant, once it gets out, it needs light. Could you be somebody's light? My friend, I said the other day, if you are seed and you are living in this world, you must do something to other people. Your seed must show light. Let somebody thank you that I did not know how to do this. You taught me. You knew I was headed to a pit hole. You knew I was headed to a cliff, but you saved me. You showed me the way. You showed me the light. He continued to say, make me an instrument of peace. Where there is sadness, let me sow joy. Do you bring joy to people? Or you as a seed? Or you bring a sadness? And then he quickly shifted. He said, let me not seek to be consoled, but let me be one who consoles. Let me not seeking to be loved, but to do what? To love. And let me not seek to be pardoned, as to pardon. That's how you seed. That's how you sow. So when do you do it? When those opportunities come, where there's hatred, where is desperation, where there is injury, where there is darkness, where there is doubt. These are opportunities that you can offer to this seed so that it can grow. Next time, my friend, when you see this seed, I need to keep having it. Help it grow. Don't cast aspersions on other people. Build faith in them. Water their seed. Water their potential. Let them know it is possible. Could you be that instrument of making this seed not die? I'm going to come in the future to tell you how people have come to destroy seeds. And I'll be giving you examples on how you need to guard this seed from being destroyed, because the enemy is out there to hunt any promising seed. And I will lead you to an example of Jesus where the devil, through Herod, is going to kill boys hunting for Jesus, a little baby, just because a baby has been born. And he want to make sure that seed does not sprout, because he knew what Jesus would do. I want to prepare to tell you, if you are this potential and promising seed, my friend, you are not born into a very peaceful world. Sometimes I think why the children, when they are born, they cry. Oh my, why would you not cry? You are living that comfort. When you are in your mother's womb, it is warm. You don't have to struggle. You just wait for mom to eat, and then you are connected. The time you come out, you're on your own. That's why they cry. I tend to think like, oh my goodness, where am I going to? Leaving that comfort. But you have to get out of that comfort so that you can become your own seed, detached, so that you can also produce. I want to talk about that. It's a lot to learn about this seed, my friend. I go back to what I said. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes 11, verse 4, please don't squander the opportunity of sowing seed. It says, whoever watches the weed will not plant. Please plant. Sow love. Sow pardon. Sow faith. Sow all those good things. All times. And the Bible I love in Ecclesiastes 11 still says that, you know what? Sow in the morning. Sow in the afternoon. Sow in the evening. Somebody is waiting for you. Because you could be the faith carrier. You are the pardon carrier. You are the love carrier, my friend. You are the light carrier, for that matter. You are the joy carrier. You are hope to somebody. Somebody is looking upon you to nurture that seed. Every seed needs encouragement for it to sprout. And don't despise that seed. You may never know. Maybe the potential, your future, is connected to that seed. And therefore, my friend, like Saint Francis of Assisi, would you be an instrument of all those virtues that we've talked about? Because somebody is dependent on you to make his seed, her seed, be fruitful. God bless you. See you in part 4 And when we meet, we'll talk about how to nurture, but also how to protect this seed from the enemies. You are a special seed, and somebody is going to depend on you. God bless you. Take care.